All right, what's going on? Today is the 14th of March, 2024. It's Thursday. And before you say anything, yes, I have a wound on my head. Not to brag, but I saved 3 puppies and 2 little bunny rabbits from a grizzly bear. Luckily, everything's okay. Just watch out for those shelving units. But besides that, not much has gone on. Actually, last Friday, I closed this trade out here in the defined risk account. And so that allows a free hedge here. This one was a winner. This turns into the free hedge. All right, that just crashed on me. So that equals, if I take these two, assuming this free hedge expires for $0, I've locked in $51.14 after total fees. So that's good. And I was hoping between now and then, in the last week, that the market would finally start correcting a little bit, but apparently that is not in the works at the moment. So that got me wondering, like, how often do we have corrections, right? Of 5, 10, 15, 30%, whatever. So I did a quick Google, and according to these people, this guy, I think I found on money.com, but this guy's Charlie Bielo. When do you expect the next correction? Every 1.1 you get -5, 1.5-ish you get -10, 2.5, 15, 4, 20, 9, 30. Well, what was it? Just a little over a year ago, we had more than a 20%. It was like 27 or something. I mean, we almost hit the 30. And so the 30%, that was COVID, right? Then a couple years later, we had another 20%. And yeah, so now we're riding this wave out. And just like 6 months ago, we had over a 10% correction. So I was looking at the chart here, and I kind of mapped out what everything looks like. Today we are finally down a whole 0.27% at the moment, 0.28. Crazy correction. But yeah, so it's like we've gone up 26.5%, where the biggest correction was only -2.32%. Approximately. Don't quote me on all these numbers. These are just kind of rough eyeballing things. And then right before this, right, and in October of 23, so November, December, January, February, March, like 5 months ago, maybe not even, we just had -10.92%. So since then, we've gone up 26.5. So going back to this little picture here, we are about 0.6, not even 0.6 into the 1.6 years for another 10% correction on average, right? That being said, going straight up 26.5% is a pretty darn aggressive run. So it wouldn't surprise me to see a bigger correction, like 10% or maybe even a 15, but you never know. I mean, at this point, it just keeps grinding higher. So, and then even the -5%, this correction here, last year covers both of those, -5 and -10, and that's every 1.1 years. So I don't know if you're counting the bottom or the top, but even if you count the top, when did this start? Like July? So July of last year is when the last time a -5% correction started, right? So the average was what, 1.1 years? Yeah. So that means we're not going to have another 5% correction until this July of 2024, right? Or August, actually. It'd be just over a year. All that being said, I closed out that last trade, and yeah, so that got me, I locked in the profit and locked in the $50 on this trade, got the free hedge, and I have a bunch of buying power. I need to get something going. This is about as good as it gets as a correction in this market right now. We're down like 0.5% today. At one point, I think it was like 0.6% or something like that. But anyways, I'm just going to rinse and repeat and, open another 1122. So this will be number 6. So we come here to XSP, go into trade. Good old, 120-ish days. So 127 gets us the closest. And then I kind of forget the deltas on these. Let's see. This last one I was at 20 and 30. So 20 is basically at the expected move. I've been going 5 points wide on these. And then 2 of those. And then at the 30 delta, you buy it just 1 point wide. But I only want 1 of these. So this initial setup here only gets me $1.05 in credit. So if we make this a little tighter, man, that only gains a penny. If I move that closer, I think last time I had to bump this closer. All right, after messing with things here, it seems like this is kind of as good as it's going to get. So I can only get like $1.20 in credit, where last time I got like $1.26 or something like that. And that gives me a 76% pop. And this is at the 30 delta, 29, and then 22.20. So I've got to go a little more aggressive than I have in the past, even though the IV is right about the same. I think last time it was like 16. Yeah, 16.7. This is 16.8. How many days was that? That was only 105 days. Versus 126. Well, that was 126. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, the premium's it's not quite as good as it has been in the past. So anyways, I guess I'm just going to go with this. So with XSP, it's nice because I can just send this as one big order. Reduced by 783. I mean, yeah, right now I'm only using 32% of my buying power. So this will get it more like to 50%, which is good. And hopefully the market doesn't crash right away. So, all right, I think this is what I want. 123 is what I'm trying to get. All right, so I finally got that filled, and it got filled at 118, which isn't great. The mid price was like 123, give or take. So I don't know, today it's just, things just aren't as liquid, and they're just not priced as high as they have been in the past. So anyways, these bottom 2 lines here, 1122-6, 127 days. Open it today. Have the 2 short spreads versus the long, versus 1 long put spread. And, sold those for 71 bucks each, which is 142 total. Had to buy that for $24. Put it all together, and you get the 118 down here. So these, yeah, guess that's it. 22.20, 30.30 on the deltas, 16.7, 76%, and the market was around 515.52. All right, I think that about covers everything for that trade. The new trade is right here. And, oh man, I'm all mixed up because I swear no one knocks on the door until I start making one of these videos. And people randomly knock on the door and, yeah, give us random stuff, or it's a delivery or whatever. Anyways, this XSP is taken care of. Now we're at 60% of the max BP, which is good. And The only thing left here is days to expiration says 1 for this SPY. And I don't have to do anything. It's the free hedge and it's super far out of the money. This one here, the 1122-1. And I'm going to go ahead and assume this is going to expire worthless and be zeroed out. Unless for some reason we have like a flash crash of, what would that be? That'd be like a negative 10% day in the market tomorrow. Seems pretty unlikely. So I'm just gonna enter this in ahead of time. You know, tomorrow will be the 15th. So 3/15. This will go all the way to the end, 99 days. So that matches up there. Oh, looks like I already filled it in. Zeros, zeros. And, oh, that's just because I'm going to say it's 0. All right, so this was really early on when I didn't know what I was doing. So that trade after fees made me $6.21. So I don't know what the heck I was doing there. How did that only make me $6? I don't know. I don't care. That was like way back. When did I open this? That was last year, December of last year. So not sure how that happened, but it's something. That's why I started writing down the deltas and stuff, is because I was like, how did I only make $6? I mean, I was in that trade for 36 days. I guess, oh, it's because I only collected $30 on each side instead of like double that, like 71, 63. Okay. It probably had a pretty big trap on it. Oh, yeah, maybe. Anyways, that's why I only collected $30. All right, I think that's it. I got to get going here, so thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. And apparently the market is just going to grind higher. All right, see ya.